Taoism revealed, the ancient secret to a life of peace and inner harmony. What if I told you that the answer to your emotional exhaustion, to your anxiety, to that constant need to do more, be more, control everything, was written over 2 millennia ago? Yes, more than 2,500 years ago, a sage named Laozi wrote words so simple that they still echo in tired hearts today. In this video, I'm going to show you why Taoism isn't just a philosophy, but a silent map to a life with more lightness, clarity, and truth. I'll reveal the secret of Wu Wei, the principle of effortless action, and how you can apply it today, in your decisions, your emotions, and even in how you handle the chaos around you. And by the end, you'll learn a simple and profound practice you can do anywhere, one that can bring back that feeling of peace, the real kind, the one that doesn't depend on anything external. Are you ready to stop pushing through life and start flowing with it? Then come with me. Welcome to Axiom Sage, timeless wisdom from the East to transform your mind and spirit. My name is Brian, and what you're about to hear isn't just knowledge. It's a seed that can grow inside you in your own time and deeply transform the way you live. Today, we walk with the Tao. Now breathe with me. Inhale slowly, hold, and exhale. Let your mind arrive. Here. Now let's begin. Have you ever heard of the Tao? Maybe you've seen that black and white yin and yang symbol, or heard someone say, go with the flow. But the Tao is much more than that. The word Tao means the way, but not a physical road. Tao is the way nature operates. It's the invisible rhythm that governs everything. Birth and death, day and night, the rising and falling tide, the changing seasons, inhaling and exhaling. All of that is Tao. But here's the thing, the Tao cannot be explained. It can only be felt, experienced. As Laozi wrote in the very first verse of the Tao Te Ching, the Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. And that's where the beauty of this philosophy lies. It doesn't invite you to believe, but to observe. It doesn't impose rules. It reveals rhythms. And most importantly, it's not out there. It's within you, in every breath, in every silence, in every choice you make or choose not to make. The Tao is impartial. It doesn't judge. It doesn't punish. It doesn't reward. It simply is. When you're in tune with it, everything flows. When you fight it, everything jams. Now stop for a second and think with me. How many times in the last few days have you caught yourself forcing something? Forcing a conversation, forcing an outcome, forcing yourself to seem stronger, calmer, happier. This constant struggle against what is comes at a cost. And that cost is tension. We live as if we need to pilot life all the time, control everything, have answers for everything, never fail. But what if I told you that the true path isn't to control, but to trust, not to fight, but to listen? Taoism teaches us that most suffering arises when we resist what life is trying to show us, when we try to force winter into summer, silence into applause, a pause into productivity. But the Tao shows us another way of being in the world, a way that honors the timing of things, that respects the nature of life. And that's where the most powerful concept I've ever known comes in, Wu Wei. 2 words that changed everything for me. Literally translated, it means non-action, but don't confuse it with laziness or inertia. Wu Wei is the art of acting at the right time, in the right way, with the least effort and the greatest result. It's like a tree that doesn't force its fruit to ripen. It simply aligns with the cycle of sun and rain. It's like water, which adapts to any shape, yet wears down stone. Wu Wei is the essence of Taoism's practical wisdom. You've lived moments like this. You know when you're inspired, focused, productive, effortlessly, when words flow naturally in conversation, when you solve something difficult without even knowing how, when everything just seems to fit. That's Wu Wei. It's being aligned with the flow of life, without trying to control, without resisting, but also without withdrawing, acting at the right time, and most of all, not acting when the moment calls for stillness. But why is it so hard to live this way? Why do we insist on controlling everything? The answer lies in a modern trap, the illusion of total control. We've been taught that success depends on force, that rest is weakness, that vulnerability is failure. And so we live tired, we live anxious, we live without presence. Taoism is an antidote to that poison. It invites us to do less and trust more, to become quiet instead of reacting, to listen instead of needing to be right. And now I want to offer you something practical. Now I want to invite you to a quick moment of practice. Find a quiet place. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose, counting to 4. Hold for 2. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 6. One more time. Inhale, hold, exhale. Now imagine a situation in your life that's demanding a lot from you. It can be something small, a work issue, a difficult conversation, a confusing emotion. Picture this situation in front of you. Feel how it's pressing on you. And now let go. Just say mentally, I let go. See this situation flowing like a boat down a river. You don't need to row right now. You can trust the flow. Gently repeat, I trust. One more breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. And when you're ready, open your eyes. That is a moment of Wu Wei, a pause within the chaos. You can do this anytime you need. Before a meeting, when you wake up, before sleep. That is the Tao moving through you. Have you ever had a moment when everything just seemed to fall into place? When the words came out right, the step landed at the perfect time, and even big problems seemed to move with ease. Those moments are the grace of the Tao, that silent connection between you and the universe. Now imagine if that could last. Imagine if we could consistently cultivate that presence, that openness. That's the second invitation of Taoism, to turn those small peaks into something constant. Only those willing to stop running on autopilot can reach this. If you're still watching this video, chances are you're one of them, which means you're already on the right path. I'm going to share with you 6 verses from the Tao Te Ching that are keys to that prolonged state, and I'll show you how to apply them in everyday life. Important, no need to memorize anything. Just feel, listen, and notice what resonates with you. Verse 1. Without words he teaches, without actions he leads. This is the well-known principle of leading with presence. Imagine leading your day not through forced goals, but by being a calm example to yourself. At work, explain less, show more. At home, listen before you respond. This verse shows that the Tao flows through human silence. Verse 2. The more laws and prohibitions, the poorer the people. This verse is a window into our overplanned minds. We're always creating rules, from diets to career goals. But the Tao invites us to trust in people's natural potential, including our own. Instead of overwhelming yourself with rules, ask, can I trust that I'll learn along the way? Verse 3. Those who impose on others meet resistance. Those who impose on themselves meet constraint. This verse teaches us about strength and inner resistance. We often think, applying force on ourselves will transform us. But the Tao warns us, inner constraint is like oil in the worn-out engine of the soul. Those who flow with life move forward with lighter strength. Now let's move into a brief practice. For each verse, breathe deeply and slowly. With verse 1, notice your body. You are the leader of yourself. With verse 2, imagine letting go of a rule that suffocates you. With verse 3, notice an inner tension and allow it to soften. You can do this in 5 minutes. An intentional pause that awakens the Tao. Mindfulness today is a psychology tool, but its roots breathe Taoism. The breathing practice you just did is rooted in Taoist awareness. Back then, no one called it mindfulness, but they knew attention is power. Did you know the word attend comes from the Latin ad tendere, to become tense? In Tao, extending calm is the opposite of extending tension. So bodily attention isn't just about focus, it's about release. Here's another technique for you. For 2 minutes, observe the sensations in your body. Feet on the ground, breathing, weight in your hands. Try not to change anything, just be. This is Taoist mindfulness. Pure presence without effort. Let's apply this to real life. Morning. Arriving at work, in traffic, in the rush. Instead of tension in your chest, you breathe, I am here now. You arrive with presence, not urgency. At lunch, instead of scrolling your phone, breathe with that first bite. Feel texture, taste, chew slowly. The meal becomes meditation. During the day, emails can wait a bit. Notice which message truly needs your attention. At the right moment, you act. At the wrong moment, you rest. End of day. Before leaving, sit for a minute in silence. You can play soft music, restore your presence. That's Wu Wei in action. And with Tao calm, you create a life with less tension. Now I want you to suspend a common myth. Living in the Tao means being passive, objectified, apathetic. That's a false belief, a mental trap. Wu Wei is not inertia. Wu Wei is subtle intelligence. Look at the difference. Passivity is standing still without desire. Wu Wei is acting at the right time with inner freedom. Over-control suffocates energy. Wu Wei makes space for it to emerge. Be bold, but without tension. Be present, but without rush. If this video is touching you, leave a comment telling me which Tao Te Ching verse resonated most with you, or how you plan to use Wu Wei today. I'd love to reply to a few and build real connection with you. This is where we acknowledge the transformation already taking place. If you practice the breathing or meditation, you're probably feeling internal relief. That is progress. You're not waiting for the chaos to pass to start living. You're already choosing a new path. Now close your eyes, remember that flow moment when everything clicked. Relive that feeling. Let silence fill your chest. Breathe. That is the Tao. Simple, deep, gentle. You've already walked a deep path through the teachings of the Tao. Now it's time to bring that into your real life, where you wake up, work, live, love, and create. Because philosophy without application is just a concept. 1. At work and in projects, start the day by setting a Wu Wei intention. Not a forced goal, but something like, today I will act with presence, real presence, even if my project takes time to unfold. Instead of suffocating goals, choose rhythm, clarity, and intuition. Real example, I remember a time during an important project when I stretched myself too thin, trying to anticipate problems that hadn't even happened yet. The result? Tension, exhaustion, and a mediocre outcome. When I began to observe, instead of react, I noticed where my energy was welcome and where it was better to pull back. The result? Efficiency paired with creativity. 2. In relationships. Applying the Tao means listening more. Before responding, take 1 breath. Before reacting in an argument, take 3. That small pause creates space and prevents rupture. Silence can be the bridge. That's where many conflicts dissolve. 3. In self-care. Instead of adding more self-care tasks, try this. Conscious pause every 2 hours, just breathing and observing your mind. Meditative shower, water, silence, sensation. Daily silence. 5 minutes without your phone, without stimuli. These small internal desserts nourish the inner river that carries you. 4. In the digital world, set aside phone-free periods. Create short, respectful windows of immersion. Before replying to a notification, take a breath. That is presence at digital speed. Close your eyes for 20 seconds now. Breathe, feel, observe. You in this moment, even while watching this video, are already Tao. You're already doing what many think is impossible. Stopping to be, stopping to exist. This is the 3rd emotional climax, the recognition that you, having come this far, are already practicing the Tao, even unconsciously. And that is powerful. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and hit the notification bell. Like this video if it brought more lightness to your mind. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Let's recap. Tao, the natural invisible path that already lives within us. Wu Wei, acting effortlessly with presence at the right time. Tao Te Ching, verses that illuminate the art of leading with silence, trusting the flow and embracing the power of stillness. Taoist mindfulness, attention without tension, presence as a steady practice. Real-life applications, work, relationships, self-care, and digital use. 3 simple gestures throughout the day are enough to keep presence alive. Conscious breathing at the start, middle, and end of the day. Body awareness without judgment a few times a day. Pausing before reacting in the human lab of your life. Between action and response, there is Tao. Now, a final suggestion. For 7 days, try this. 1. Upon waking, take 3 conscious breaths before getting up. 2. Take at least one 1-minute pause before any important decision. 3. At bedtime, 1 conscious breath to thank your body, your mind, your day. If you can repeat this, even intermittently, you'll be planting the root of this path. This is your Taoist ritual. No dogma, only practice. And in a month, this ritual can transform how you exist in the world. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Imagine a gentle light flowing from your head to your feet. Imagine each tense part of your body relaxing. Now recall a simple phrase, I choose to flow. Feel it vibrating with your heart. Let it settle within you. This will be your daily mantra. And each time you repeat it, know you're aligning your life with the Tao. If this video touched your mind and heart, subscribe now and hit the bell. Share it with someone who needs this real serenity. Comment which practice from this video you're going to bring into your world tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, the Tao isn't in some faraway place. It's in the simplicity of your breath, the silence between your thoughts, the natural rhythm of your soul. The invitation from Axiom Sage continues with you. Walk with ease. Until the next video, where we'll explore another journey of depth and softness.